After a great rookie season in which he had over 3,800 passing yards, 22 passing touchdowns, and 13 picks while leading the Patriots to a playoff appearance, Mac Jones endured a very tough sophomore slump in 2022, and it's led to him becoming one of the most hated quarterbacks in the league, and a lot of people are now deeming him a bust. But I'm here to tell you that you should be giving him a chance this upcoming season and why he's going to be a lot better in 2023 than he was last year. But before we do get started, please go ahead and hit that like button if you end up enjoying this video, because it does help out the channel a lot. And then second off, subscribe if you guys are new and you guys enjoy content like this. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get this video started. Now, real quick, I do want to say that Mac is not blameless for how he played last year. If you play poorly, you're gonna need to take some blame, regardless if there are other factors influencing the way you play. I think that's very obvious. But anyways, despite the fact that he's not blameless for how he played last year, I think most people know it at this point, and I think everyone should know it at this point. That the main reason why he regressed is because Matt Patricia, well, was his offensive coordinator, and Matt Patricia was not good, to put it quite simply. The man was an ex-defensive coordinator running the offense. He had absolutely no idea what he was doing. His play calling was terrible, it was way too conservative, and he was also a terrible play designer. And I mean, overall, Matt Patricia was just awful, to put it quite simply. And I will admit, heading into 2022, I thought the Patriots offense would still be serviceable, because I thought the talent, while not elite per se, I thought it was going to be good enough to still have a serviceable offense. But yeah, I was dead wrong. The Patriots offense was it was unwatchable, to put it quite simply, last year. So yeah, I did want to throw that out there. I will admit I was wrong there, but yeah, again, Matt Patricia was just absolutely awful, and bad coaching, it's going to affect your team, and it's going to affect your players. You need good coaching if you want to be a good football team, and if you want your young players to develop well, you need good coaching. I mean, take a look at Trevor Lawrence. In 2021, he had really bad coaching, and as a result, he had a terrible rookie season. But the following season, when he actually had a good head coach, he was lighting up the world on fire, and he played like a top 10 quarterback. He was really good last year, and I think a big part of it is because he had much better coaching. So, yeah, the importance of coaching really cannot be overstated. You absolutely need it. And Mac Jones was not the only guy on the offense to take a step back. That offensive line, despite the fact that they're very talented up there, it was not very good last season, and I think the main culprit for that was bad coaching. Hunter Henry, he regressed after having a great season in 2021. Kendrick Bourne, in 2021, like Hunter Henry, he had a career season, but the following year, he didn't have a very good season. In fact, Kendrick Bourne was a healthy scratch for a lot of 2022, and I think that largely stems from the fact that, I mean, he got into like one fight during a joint practice before last year's NFL season, and Kendrick Bourne was vocal about how bad Matt Patricia was, and if you ask me, I don't blame Kendrick Bourne for speaking out against Matt Patricia, because Kendrick Bourne wanted to win, and he wanted the offense to be good. He saw that what Matt Patricia was doing on the offensive side of the football was not working, and things needed to change, so he called him out and said, hey, we gotta improve, we gotta do things better, and you know, what you're doing right now is not working. But yeah, unfortunately, he became a healthy scratch because of it. And the same thing did happen to Mac Jones as well. I mean, he was very clearly frustrated by it. I mean, there were several clips of him him yelling at Matt Patricia, and those clips, well, they went viral. And yes, there will be people that criticize him for yelling at Matt Patricia. They will call him a diva for it. But if you ask me, I think it's completely justified to, call out Matt Patricia, just given how bad he was. And, those things I said about Kendrick Bourne, about how he wants to win, and, he realized that the offense wasn't working. Well, Mac Jones, the same thing applies to Mac Jones. He wants to win like every single player, and he also realized that what they were doing on offense was not working. So, yeah, he called out Matt Patricia, and I think he rightfully, called him out. So, yeah, that's really my take on that. And of course, it led to him seeking outside help from outside of the organization, and that did piss off Bill Belichick. But if you ask me, I think Mac was completely justified in doing so. He tried everything to make the Patriots offense as good as it could be. And it did. He got desperate enough to seek outside help, and as I said before, I don't really blame him. And in fact, Bill Belichick should honestly be mad at himself for promoting Matt Patricia to offensive coordinator during the 2022 season. So, I mean, yeah, I did want to throw that out there. I mean, Bill Belichick, look, I respect what you've done for this organization, but I really don't know what you were thinking last year promoting Matt Pat to offensive coordinator. And when you take a look at the numbers, in 2021, the Patriots were 6th in team offense, 14th in passing offense, 8th in rushing offense, 2nd in scoring offense, 6th in points per game, top 10 in third down conversion percentage, 11th in red zone percentage, and 5th in points per drive. And I gotta say, when I was doing research for this video, some of these numbers surprised me because, I mean, the Patriots offense statistically was a lot better than I remember. So, yeah, I did want to throw that out there. I mean, some of these stats, they did surprise me with how good they were, but 2022, big drop-off. They were 17th in team offense, 20th in passing offense, 24th in rushing offense, 11th in scoring offense, 17th in points per game, 27th in third down conversion percentage, dead last in red zone percentage, and 25th in points per drive. Quite a big drop-off. I also do want to throw this out there that Ramondre Stevenson is like the only guy I can think of off the top of my head that actually had a career season with Matt Patricia running the offense. So yeah, I mean, Ramondre Stevenson, great last year, but again, almost everyone on the offense took a step back, and I think, again, the main culprit of it was Matt Patricia. And I do want to speak shortly about Josh McDaniels. A lot of New England fans did criticize him his last 2 years with the organization, and I will admit I got pretty critical of I was critical of him during the 2020 and 2021 seasons for, some of the plays that he called and whatnot. But I will say, looking back on things, I do think we gave him way too much heat. Yeah, he does have his flaws as a coach, and I don't think he's a good head coach. But as an offensive coordinator, he's not bad. And I gotta say, after going through last year, I do respect Josh McDaniels a lot more, and I definitely do owe him a bit of an apology. So, I am sorry, Josh McDaniels. If you are watching this, I do want to let you know that, yeah, I am sorry for being a little bit too harsh on you. And yeah, good luck in Vegas this upcoming season. But yeah, I did want to throw that out there. But along with that, Mac Jones, while the first half of 2022 was it was ugly to say the least, the last 8 games, he really was not that bad, and I think he improved in the second half of the season, especially in the last few games of the year. And I know anomalies occurred like in the last week or so of the regular season, but he still played well, and he showed flashes of his 2021 self. So yeah, I did want to throw that out there. But while Matt Patricia was again absolutely terrible in 2022, New England thankfully got a real offensive coordinator in their old friend Bill O'Brien. Now, Bill O'Brien, he's no Andy Reid, and a lot of Alabama fans were very critical of him in his this past college football season. And even though his time as a head coach ended poorly, and he was a terrible GM, Bill O'Brien is not going to be the GM or the head coach. He is just going to be the offensive coordinator. And again, while he's no Andy Reid, I do think he is a pretty decent offensive coordinator. In fact, he was the Patriots offensive coordinator like back in 2011, I believe. And yeah, that team definitely had very good talent, but Bill O'Brien was a big reason why their offense that year was so good. And he was good for the Patriots back then. And the Patriots also did make some upgrades to their offensive supporting cast. They added Juju Smith-Schuster, who I got to admit, he's no wide receiver one. I do not like him as a wide receiver one, but he is an upgrade over Jakobi Meyers. Mike Gesicki, they signed him. I do think he is a pretty good tight end in the right scheme. And the Patriots are also one of the top favorites to land DeAndre Hopkins at the moment. Now, I don't know if he's going to come here. We'll have to wait and see. But if he were added to this team, then the Patriots wide receiving core would be among the better ones in the league. And I mean, if you add him to this team, their offense would honestly be looking pretty good if you do ask me. So, yeah, again, I really did like the additions that they made this offseason. I just want to see them add DeAndre Hopkins, and, I'll absolutely love this offense. But, yeah, my point is, Mac Jones, he regressed mostly because he had an ex-defensive coordinator running the offense. He played well in 2021 when he had a good offensive coordinator who also happened to be a real one as well. And, the Patriots, they did upgrade their offensive supporting cast. Like, yeah, there are still things I still do want to see them add a number one wide receiver, but Juju Smith-Schuster, still a good player, but he is better than Jakobi Meyers, as I said before. Not to say that Jacoby's bad or anything like that. I just think Juju is better. They got a better tight end too in Mike Gesicki. And, Mac Jones, he has a real offensive coordinator this upcoming season. So at the bare minimum, I do think he's going to be at least 2021 Mac. But with that said, while I do believe that he will be at least 2021 Mac, and I do believe that he will bounce back this upcoming year, I do think that there needs to be, a standard for him to reach. If he wants to be considered the Patriots franchise quarterback, I do want to see him perform like a top 10 to 14 quarterback. As long as he's like an above average, like borderline top 10 quarterback, I would like that. And if he plays like again like a top 10 to 14 quarterback, then I would probably consider him my franchise quarterback. And I do want to see him take a leap from his 2021 season, because 2021 Mac is by no means a bad player, but 2021 Mac is also not the kind of guy who can lead you to a Super Bowl. And I do think Mac Jones, his supporting cast in 2023, it is a lot better compared to it is better compared to the one he had in 2021. So I do think he should be able to upgrade his numbers this upcoming year compared to his rookie season. And I do want to see him have at least 3.9K passing yards, at least 24 passing touchdowns, and no more than 13 picks. So again, if he plays like a top 10 to 14 quarterback this upcoming year, and he can reach those stats that I mentioned before, then honestly, I would probably consider him the franchise quarterback. And speaking briefly of his potential, well, he's never going to be a top 5 quarterback. His ceiling to me, I think, is honestly kind of underrated, and I do believe that it is better than a lot of people may think. At his best, I think he will be like a top 8 to 12 quarterback, which if you ask me, I think that is pretty good, and I do think that is good enough to win you a Super Bowl. However, you are going to need a better team compared to if you had a top 3 to 5 quarterback. So I do think he can be a good quarterback in this league. I think he can be a franchise quarterback, and I do believe that there is a world where you can win a Super Bowl with him playing at his ceiling, but it would just require like a better team, as I said before. And even the Patriots as a team, I think, are underrated. A lot of people are saying that they're going to win like 5 games this upcoming year, and while I do agree that they do play in probably the best division in the NFL right now, with Bill Belichick, I don't think he'll ever be a truly terrible team. I think they're going to win at least 7 games this year, and at most, I would say they win like 11 games. But yeah, man, I feel a lot better about Mac Jones and the Patriots heading into this year as a Patriots fan and a big Mac Jones supporter. I do think that he is going to be a lot better this year, and I'm hoping that, you know, I am hoping that he's a lot better in 2023, and I'm hoping that he does prove to be our franchise quarterback. But hey, that's gonna do it for me for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really means a lot to me. Again, like, subscribe, do all of that stuff, and check me out on social media. The links to my Twitter and Instagram are in the description below. But without further ado, I'm out, you guys.